Hey everyone, Shawn Clement here, Wisdom in Golf, headquartered at the Richmond Hill Golf Learning Center, and today we're talking about the positioning of your head at address and through impact. And two guys that I want you to look at on the tour. You're going to notice Rory McIlroy starts off with a fairly level head, but then you'll notice as he gets to the top of the backswing and starts into his downswing that his head changes angles, and you'll notice that it has a much deeper side bend or side tilt on the way through the shot. Jordan Spieth starts with this particular tilt and then maintains that particular tilt during the swing. Now, when we're doing our job as teachers, oftentimes we have students, and you can go up and down a driving range and you'll notice this, they start off pretty straight, and then in the backswing they get this negative tilt where the head is actually tilted in the other direction. Now, this is where you'll be able to know after seeing this video, you'll be able to read their minds and understand what they're trying to do when those body positions happen, because your body doesn't randomly grab these positions. It's just following upper management, okay? So at address, if you're getting ready to hit the ball, you're setting up to hit a ball, you'll look more like this. And as your backswing moves, you'll notice, hey, look at that. Now the tilt is moving this way. Well, this is a great position for me to beat down on a ball or beat down on a snake. So the difference now is, and you'll see other people go, well, I want to try to lift the ball. You know who's trying to figure out how to get the ball in the air, because then you'll see them sway and they'll get into this position. They'll be very scrapey, very scully, will hit very weak high shots when they do hit it solid, or they'll tend to hit the ground and scull the ball. Versus the ones who are swinging to a target, because, hey, on the tour, the money's over there. If you're not close to the target over there, you're not going to stay out there very long. So those are the ones you'll see the body language of those who are going to a target. So let me give you a couple of easy analogies here. Number one, imagine this is a skipping stone and you're on the range. You take those, do a little bit of cherry picking and grab the cracked, ugly looking ones that have no dimples on them, and go down range skipping a stone. You'll notice the first thing the brain's going to do is tilt your head to the side. So if I'm skipping a stone in your direction, notice I would never do this. I just threw the beach in my way. Versus, hey, now I can go and skip my stone on the pond over there. So another great analogy that we use, when I put a student in the proper position like this, and they go, wow, this feels so weird. Well, yeah, because the brain is still looking for the golf ball. It says, this feels wrong to hit that. Well, let's change the focus here, and we'll get my door frame, and we'll put a door frame here. Now imagine you want it to hammer a nail straight down. So if I'm hammering straight down, look at the positioning of my head and shoulders. Now I want to hammer a nail horizontally into this door frame. Notice the position I'm taking? Look at what happens to my hand and my hammer. So now my head is in a position where I can drive that way. Okay, so I want to take the momentum and drive it through the door frame, and then they go, wow, this feels very comfortable and it feels very natural. Okay. So then you take your golf club, and you say, okay, there's the face of your hammer, and you want to squeeze the ball through the door frame in the direction of your target. Well, this is very much the position that you're going to find yourself in to do that. You would never put yourself over here. Number one, you can't see the darn nail. And number two, you're going to be beaten down into the floor instead of driving through the door frame. So take that, and we look at one more analogy, cutting dandelion stems. Well, if this is my cutting tool, let's look at a proper cutting tool right here. This is a golfing version of, hang on, I got the real thing right here. See that? Gorgeous little grass whip. $15.95 at Home Hardware up here in Toronto. We got to order these online because they won't leave these on the shelf. You might find that as a sling blade down in the United States. So if you go to my website, you'll see this Melhorn grass whip. And this has been fastened with a lovely grip. And now all I'm going to do is just shave grass along the surface of the ground. So if I'm shaving grass along the ground, the last thing I'm going to do is this. Now I'm going to take out big pelts of grass. I'm going to beat up my lawn. Wife's not going to be very happy. And I'm going to bend the instrument. I'm going to break the instrument. So could also break my own instrument. So as I'm swinging back and through, notice how I'm staying along the surface of the ground. So if I had my dandelion in disguise, see that? So if all I do is I slash through the stem of this dandelion, the ball is just going to fall to the ground. So I let it slash. There it is, right through the stem. Well, guess what? And this is what I love about the Ping golf clubs. See that lovely little notch in the hosel? Well, that's so I can cut grass from there to there. This is actually a grass cutting tool first and foremost. So there's my dandelion in disguise. My eyes are on the sliver of grass between the leading edge of the club and the ball, and I'm going to feel a nice whipping cut along the ground, into the ground, along the ground with the low point in front of the ball. That's along the ground going into the ball and sculling it. No good. Still no good. Feels great. No good. There you go. So now if I maintain that focus throughout the whole swing, notice my head doesn't move forward. My head is staying stable, not still. I'm not focusing on keeping my head still. I'm focusing on maintaining my task. So if I stay with my door frame, got it. Notice how I busted through the door frame, my head is still there. Then the shoulder's just going to collect my head and bring it up into my finish. So I get to have the proper head position. We call this the 20-20 head position. It's about 20% turned, 20 degrees turned, 20 degrees tilted. So why do we turn it a little bit at address? Well, that's because if you look at Scully here, your cervical spine right there has about 70 degrees of range. So you'll notice that if I try to turn my head towards you, my chin can't make it all the way to my shoulder. So if I keep my head straight, I'm not going to be able to finish my backswing. See that? If I pre-turn the head, like Jack Nicklaus used to do, still does obviously, so I pre-turn my head, now I can gather a full backswing. Now I can actually finish my backswing. So my head is slightly turned and slightly tilted. Why? So I can go that way. Too much, the right amount, not enough. Got it. So I'm pre-turned and pre-tilted. I can gather a full backswing, and I can release fully in the direction of my target and smash it just like that. Hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next one.